What's going on, guys? So, a little bit different from a normal quickie today because, well, normally I would do the intro with me sitting in front of the camera and me opening the thing for the first time. Unfortunately, I've already opened this for the first time, and it is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, kind of new monster series, King Sphinx, and it's down here, it says King Sphinx, like that. Yeah, see? Mighty Morphin King Sphinx. Now, I did get this a little while ago, if you watched the In the Kitchen video over on the main channel, and yeah, it's part of their new monster line, along with the pumpkin wrapper, which we'll be looking at next time. And these things are, well, let's just get it out of the way, big. They're very big. The normal packaging here is already larger than standard Power Rangers packaging, but you do get this cool thing going on right now. By the way, I picked these up at BBTS. If you're lucky enough to find the weird holofoil version at Target, cool. You just get some nice packaging for the exact same figure. But really nice printed image here, and I'm going to address it right now because you can see on mine something has changed. You see this black nose and this black filled in mouth here? Mine has that. Why? Because I painted it. Took a tiny little brush and some flat black paint, and I did that. Something that Hasbro should have done. I will not take any arguments that Hasbro is saving time, money, or effort for that. It was pure laziness. The character is right here and having a black nose and painted in mouth and white teeth. Here, they completely forgot it. You can see it in my original thing. Now, the other thing I did, which we'll see closer up, is I did add a bit of a wash to the face, at least, to bring out some details. And the rest of the body, I didn't really bother. So, let's go back here. You got more stuff on the back. You can see here, you can even see on this image, his nose and his mouth are painted in. So they just dropped the ball when actually making the figure, you know. It is what it is. But for the money, come on, Hasbro. You could have done better. Alright, so packaging gone. And, you know, like I said, I already have this guy open. I put him back in the packaging to do the review. Also, I believe, yeah, so this hand isn't supposed to be on here. This one is, and I swapped them out. Or vice versa. Maybe that hand is supposed to be there. Here, so it's plastic birthday time. Go ahead and remove hands. Ah. That's not easy, if I'm honest. Okay, we go. Interesting flame effect here. This is a bit more substantial. This isn't floppy like the ones we normally get, so that's already cool. And we'll get his, like, shepherd's crook out here, which is essentially what that is. That's kind of cool. Set that aside. Come on, big boy. Time to get back out. I know you've been sleeping in there. Just waiting. Sorry, it's been a minute since I got this guy, and with work gone crazy, I haven't been able to actually get around to the review till today. So, it sucks. I know. Everybody else getting the scoop. Alright, take out the wings. Which, I mean, I guess maybe there's a little bit of, like, space they saved by separating the wings. I don't know. Throw that away. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put the wings in here. And by the way, if you're noticing that his shoulders are a bit dirty, I did that as well. Add a little bit of brown wash to that, make it look a little bit more worn. Considering, like, you probably couldn't tell that it had all that detail in there. And also did it to the rest of his clothes down here, as you can see. That was just, you know, like this yellow, or that yellow. So he actually does look good without the wings. So, you know, if you're one of those no wing people, you can do it. You can see here, tiny little peg, strange little hole. Sorry if you have trypophobia, which I do. But this is a different story. The only thing I dislike about this is that it never feels like they connect. Like, that's in there, I think. And then, like, if you really try to utilize that hinge, it feels like it's going to fall out. But there we go. There's our King Sphinxy boy. And let's take a look at that head real quick, because that is the controversy. So they painted the nice red eyes, and while I added a little bit of shading and I mean a tiny bit of shading around the eyes to darken them, they already airbrushed most of the detail on the face. Like up here on the cheeks and these wrinkles, and then down around there like eyeshadow, that was them. That was not me. I added the black paint for the nose. I added the black paint inside the mouth, which actually makes the teeth pop, even if you don't paint them. It's not the best job I've ever done, but my brush kind of sucked, if I'm honest. And then I have to move this light so I can see better. It's like light was set up for a different figure. All right, so I added the wash back here to make that stand out a little bit better. And then I started to do it on the body, like right through here, but it wasn't really taking. Another thing that's a slight flaw, you can take it or leave it. This eye is actually supposed to be painted in black, not blue, but that's on you if you want to change it. Let's see. The things here, if you watch the MMPR, technically they divided as one video where he's talking about this. This head sculpt is actually a bit wrong. Like this is designed a bit wrong for his hat, so to speak, like his Pharaoh's hat. Should be a bit different. Other thing is, and I guess it's better now. Like I must have had some thinner or something on my fingers because when I was doing this guy's face, I touched my thumb right there and then it got very sticky and then you could see my thumbprint in it for a while, but it's not sticky anymore and you can't see where my thumb was. So it is that. Also, there should be a wash there highlighting all of the lines in his helmet or hat or whatever. And let's see, he does have what appears to be just a ball joint. He can look around. This, that, and the other. The chin is painted. That's interesting. Also, the stripes are not the cleanest painted, so it is what it is. The shoulders are this soft rubber, and so if you're going to articulate up, you kind of have to get under the helmet like so, and then you can only really get it out to 90 before it really interferes. So that sucks. Actually, it's not even 90. Its torso is leaning to get it there. If you come to the back, still can't go very far, so that sucks. Big old bicep rotation, big old double jointed elbows, work as they should. And I do have this weird holding hand on here because the other left hand is just a fist, so it's up to you if you want to use that. And then I have the staff holding hand here, but if you want to, you can use this, which is, well, you could use that, except I dropped it. Which also has a little slot there for holding, so if you want a more loose grip on the thing, you can. I got a little hair here. That's weird. Where did that come from? Ah, stuck there. And you can see here, without even messing with it, the wings are drooping. It's like a piece of string. What the heck? I don't know what that came from. Ah, that's coming over here. All right. So, moving on with articulation, he does have a ball joint mounted top torso, and then he does have ab crunch. I mean, he should with those gigantic abs. I mean, look at that. So if you get him a little bit of lean back there, that's not bad. And the wings have their single hinge and then rotation, depending on how you want to do it. I think a lot of times he was like Cupid style with him like straight back, but if you're going to put them on a shelf, you're going to want them flatter. By the way, wrist joints are there, little thing there. And does he rotate down at the waist? Nope, I'm not going to force it. Very nice cloth. So this is the part that pisses me off. Couldn't paint the nose and the mouth black. Totally got black on the crotch rag. You can do a very nice split there, which is good. I don't know if I did this or this is already there. Can't tell. Big old thigh rotation, but it does break up the sculpt, so it's on you, whatever you want to do. Once again, more airbrushing, but they couldn't bother to paint the tiniest details on his face. Giant, chunky leg. Actually really reminds me of the Hulk. It's pretty good. Texture is actually really nice. Yellow knee pad, which is cool, but I haven't gotten to the tail just yet. Ankle rotation there and ankle rotation here, and then up and down. So actually very nice articulation in the feet, although a little bit loose. And you got pegs down here. And ball joint mounted tail with the painted lion tip. So he is a Sphinx, you know, he's part lion, part eagle, should be part snake as well, just depending on the version of the Sphinx you want. But there we go. Now for his accessory. his weapon slash shepherd's crook. I guess that's what I think it is. Maybe, I don't know. It's not exactly a like Pharaoh's staff or whatever. All the yellow is painted over the blue, which kind of sucks. I feel like it's missing a little bit of paint, probably just this little, like, whatever that is. It's probably the only thing. It is textured, though not with any kind of wash or anything. So there's that. And then, once again, you can just put it in his hand. I did have him holding it at one point. Given that these hands are actually fairly thick, I don't see them having issues like losing their grip like some of the other figures do. And then you see here he's got a little bit of passage inside there, so you can have a much looser grip, like through the hands, or he's like directing an attack, so to speak. But you can't, like, you can turn the head ever so slightly. So if you want him to attack like that, you can. And let's see here, how do we apply this? Oh, by the way, those are question marks. I didn't even realize. Look, I'm trying to figure out what that was. They're question marks. Does anyone know why? Was it just because that's a question mark? Maybe. Let's see here. Maybe because it's in his hand, I can't apply it directly. So let's see. Yeah, I have to run it through entirely. This is the first time I've tried this, so it's new to me. Okay, so let's just run the whole staff through it. Like that. Does it matter which direction it goes? I guess not. Okay, so let's put that back in his hand. I mean, it's a pretty cool attack. Like, as it goes, like, most of the lightning effects that we've gotten are crap. Like, this is actually a pretty neat, like, effect part in comparison. I mean, even Pumpkin Wrapper's attack thing isn't as good as this. This is actually pretty cool, in my opinion. They're just getting it lined up to be usable. That's not bad, except I've got him, like, pointing it to the sky instead of forward. That's actually pretty cool. And the sculpt is actually really nice, although definitely stylized compared to the original dude in a suit. But a lot of the details are still there, things like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and do comparisons so that we can really talk about the main issue with this new line of monsters. Okay, so there it is. Now, the monsters were always beefier and in some cases bigger than the Rangers. But even in footage and images of the episode that Sphinx was in, he is no taller than the Red Ranger. Here, he is what I would guess in real life almost 2 feet taller than the Red Ranger. And he's also towering over Goldar, who he was the same size as when they fought the Megazord. Because you remember, he and Goldar in that season fought side by side against the Megazord. And I believe Scorpina was part of that battle too. And unless they're going to give us a bigger Goldar down the line to match with this line, which would suck because we've already bought 2 Goldars, it's a bit wonky. So as it stands, I don't know what to do with these large figures. But I want to see something. And here he is next to the Legacy Red Ranger, which I would argue is way closer. So they're almost to scale with that. Like, that is an acceptable difference in my mind. What do you guys think? And then also, to compare in the Legacy line, because you might as well, there he is with a Build-A-Megazord. And that works as a fighting thing. It's almost like they made a line that was made to fight the old Build-A-Megazords. And if you recall, the Build-A-Megazords are bigger than, say, even the Super Mini-Pla, which you could almost want to put them up against. You're not going to put them up against the DXs. You're not going to put them up against the Solo Chogokin by any means. So, in theory, these things are almost meant to scale to fight, quote-unquote, these guys. It's almost like it's a line that Bandai forgot and Hasbro adopted. which I almost wouldn't put past them, to be 100% honest with you. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I wish I had the SDCC power sword to go with this guy, so I could actually have him fight some monsters. So guys, final thoughts wise, let me just sum it up as the mold, the sculpt is really great. The paint job is close to being good, though there's no excuse at all for the 5 minutes max it took me to paint that nose and that mouth. I've even had people who have hit me up and said, hey, can you do this to mine as well? And I would do it, but I don't have the spare time. If they live closer, I would help them out, but this dude is like other side of the country. I do think that the weapon is potentially losing or missing just a couple little bits of paint. I do wish they had done a wash over everything, like just a gray or a black wash would really help this guy, especially on the wings. Like, you got all these really nice feathers in there, and I attempted to do it with a Gundam marker panel liner, and it just wasn't getting there. I mean, they airbrushed the frickin' muscles in his legs, so they were willing to take some time to add some extra stuff to this guy. But then other places, they just let it fumble. Like, a basic wash would have made the head look better. Even just the little bit of work I did made a giant improvement. I do like this cool specific weapon effect. It actually looks neat. I don't like how the wings connect because I feel like it's a little weak and they end up drooping. So those might need a little bit of glue. And then the glaring size issue that you cannot ignore. And like I said, they seem to scale with the Legacy Rangers, not with the Lightning, and that is a little odd to me. So it is what it is. I do like it overall. I got them from BBTS. If you found them at Target, cool. Presumably the slime will be coming out. I really do look forward to having more of them. We will be looking at Pumpkin Wrapper next time. One of my favorite original monsters, along with the Sphinx. And guess what? He's got a lot of the same issues. And guess what? I fixed those too. But I'll see you then. And remember, as always, keep on nerding.